I didn't realize there was actual lyrics. A little bit better. I think we could deal with this. Hi, welcome. Dun 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 dun. So the way we're gonna do this a little bit different than usual. Normally I would be posting like crazy mad on Twitter, trying to get people to come in here and say hi and stuff like that. Not this time. It, there. If you haven't heard the news, I am still having trouble. With my computer and AI, and it is really making it difficult to stream. All right. Basically, I'm going to do it like this. All you got to do is chat, make an announcement. If I don't have a Q or a slime or a orc or a Potaroo or a chibi, I will probably make you one. But I like to get everybody in here. All you gotta do is type in the chat, and I'm gonna put that up. We're gonna say, just say hi. So right before my anniversary, Twitter did something like really kind of fucked up, and they don't, basically they don't want to be liable or to have to pay for people's work that's feeding Grok. So what they said was anything posted on Twitter is a free license for Twitter to use as they see fit. A free license gives them the ability to control the art. Not only to use for what they want to use it for, but to stop other people from using it. You basically have turned over your work for nothing to Twitter. Or I should say the platform formerly known as Twitter. Because it doesn't even go by Twitter anymore. It's absolutely gross and disgusting. So your work, your model, anything that gets posted on Twitter, the art that you pay for, that you want to show off, your image in any way, shape, or form. If you notice that my image is the actual original Twitter bird, all that is now, if it's posted, and posted by somebody else too, if it's posted on Twitter, it's now owned by Twitter. I don't know if they're going to use it. Like I said, it's a kind of a blanket. It's a kind of blanket thing that Twitter's doing, so that when Grok reproduces somebody else's work, you can't claim it as your own because Twitter now owns it. Everybody who's using what is called the AI, because it's not intelligent, and I can't even call it artificial intelligence because it's not that at all. Basically, it takes information, and if you write the right code, you get that information back. That's it. If you type the right words, you get the same information that it takes. You get it back. It's the next level in a person who has too much money to know what to do with, to get more money that he doesn't know what to do with. That's it. That is all what Twitter is right now, and it actually kind of makes me feel ill that I'm still there. In what limited capacity I'm at, I'm still there. And I think there's a small part of me that's hoping that, beyond all hope, that I would get Twitter back. 18 years ago, when this all started for me, Twitter is only 19 years old. I'm actually, Twitter is not yet 19 years old. Twitter is actually the same, I can find this out. No. Twitter was 19, and Twitter's turning 20 in July of this year. I didn't find out about Twitter until like I actually thought it came out in October. I think it was only invite only, just like Blue Sky was in the beginning. You had to know somebody in order to create a Twitter account. And I actually I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. I barely used it. And I had a whole mess load of people following me. And that's when I launched the QT. That's when I created the QT account. In January of, I created it January 19th. And it was specifically designed for networking, promoting myself, and trying to get, my art out there. And it did really well. I didn't think I was doing well because I didn't understand. I kept seeing people doing better than me. But using it as a promotion tool was what I figured it was going to always be. Fast forward, I fled California, writer strikes, housing crisis, crazy stuff. I couldn't make it, I couldn't hold on. And I was also burnt out. So I was like three things all at once. And for a bunch of years, my Twitter account just kind of like laid dormant. Yeah, it had a resurgence. That's one of the reasons why here I am saying it laid dormant. I had a resurgence when the last bit of art that I was doing, and trying to get the timeline straight. So it basically fell off almost right away. As soon as I started, I skyrocketed with followers, which I didn't think was like. I thought everybody had that. In fact, I was jealous of people because I heard about this magical 10K. That if you get 10K, you'll be verified. And once you're verified, so I was like secretly wanting to get to 10K followers, and the farthest I got was a little over 8,000. 8K. And that was as high as I ever made it. Shortly after that, housing crisis. First writer strike, then the housing crisis, and all that other stuff. Blah 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 blah. And I was trying to start another business, creating videos for YouTube and going in that direction. And I thought this is easy, got a camera, just make this stuff. And it getting into it was the most difficult thing that I could have, because I had to live, I had to survive, and all the jobs that I was doing, I was stifled. And I was using Twitter to kind of vent all of that and get all that stuff out there. Going through. They don't even do the Wayback Machine or anything like that. It actually only goes back a couple years. I think the last year that it even post on is 2024. So you don't even see all those early posts. You don't see anything from when I started as a streamer. When I started as a streamer, I was down to, I believe, 800 followers. And when I started out as a streamer, I lost most of it. I was actually going the wrong way. With Twitter. I had a little bit of a renaissance again, and in 2024, I finally hit, after Nepo Baby bought Twitter, I finally hit 10K. And no fanfare, no congratulations, no this, pay us $9 or $10 or whatever it was and buy your verification. And if you don't continue to pay $10 a month, you lose your verification. It used to be free. The only reason I stick around is because there's so many people that I adore. There's so many people that I wish I was more connected to, or connected to at least, on Blue Sky. Um, I yeah, I wish they would leave Twitter. They don't have to go to Blue Sky. You don't have to follow me. But just leave Twitter. And hopefully I find you. Um, if you want to know where I am, I'm on Blue Sky. Um, I tried to get a Spill account, wasn't allowed, or I couldn't. Um, Tried to get a Line account, wasn't allowed. I didn't want to use my mobile phone. I have a Mastodon account. I don't know what I'm doing with it. And the reason I chose Blue Sky is because Blue Sky is what Twitter used to be. I mean, right on down to the invitation and everything. I think my first account was invitation. I got through it to invitation, and then I went. When it became open to the public, even though I was just reading it, it was saying that it was open to the public in 2006. I don't know. One of the great things about the original Twitterversaries is that not only did they give you these cool things which you see in the background, you see behind me, that had the number of years that you've been on Twitter. I remember getting those, and it was like kind of like this gift package, and it was really, they actually cared the fact that people had been around and loyal and the Twitter used to care about that. It used to matter. They really went after the police and protected people's right to privacy. When you ban somebody, that person doesn't see you ever. Doesn't see what you're posting, doesn't see where you are, doesn't see, I'm calling it posting, doesn't see what you're tweeting. They can have no connection to you whatsoever. And now, like, if somebody blocked me on Twitter, I can still see their post. There's no reason to go private. I can see your post. And they changed that I think that was they did that change like the first year, right after it was bought. I think it was a week or two after he brought the sync into Twitter headquarters, and then changed the name to freaking X. Stupid idiot. Rebranding, a great thing. It's why I refuse to call it X. I don't have an X-anniversary. Or it'd be X-anniversary. It'll always be a Twitterversary. Yeah. At my height. Yeah, you can call it that. It's just like with the 8,000 people. The truth of the matter is that I was probably really only connected to about 800 people, and I was losing them quicker too. But yeah, when I hit 10,000, can you imagine? I did it. I did 1,000 slimes. I can't imagine doing that 10 times over. Even though right now as we speak, and I know a lot of accounts, a lot of people have left, and they're no longer, they closed their account. They're no longer a part of the Twitterverse. But right now, other than those people, because I don't think 3,000 people quit. Or 23,000 people that were following me quit. I think more than 3,000 people quit. And deleted their accounts and stuff like that. And maybe I should delete my account. Maybe I should stop celebrating my Twitterversary. Because I don't think it's coming back. I don't even think it's, yeah, it's literally a shadow of itself. The toxic nature, it even with 12,000 people following me, on Twitter, it was never toxic. At my height, with that many people following me, it was never toxic. I mean, I had a few bad apples here and there, but it was never toxic. And it was because when somebody, um, yeah, stepped out of line, I could block them. And I blocked a lot of people. And what they turned that into is they just turned that into, sticking my head in the sand. I can't see what they're doing, but they can see everything that I'm doing. That's not what I want. I want the exact opposite. I don't wish to see what they're doing, and it doesn't, because it doesn't matter if I see what they're doing. But I definitely don't want, when I block somebody, I don't want them to see what I'm doing. I want them to think that I'm gone. I want them to think, gone. And I have no idea why he changed that. It literally serves no purpose other than the fact that um, it allows creepy people to be creepy still. And feed the toxic nature of it. Now with AI, the the videos that it's creating with underage actors is just absolutely disgusting. I think that again, that's why I said, maybe I should just leave it. Um, I have people in my life that are basically saying, "You better off." You don't. You, I don't shop at Walmart. I don't buy from Amazon, even though Twitch is Twitch is an affiliate of Amazon, a subsidiary under the umbrella of Amazon. Um, but yeah, I don't shop at Amazon. Um, you never see me with a Prime. What do you call it? A Prime sub. Hmm? Yeah, I want a Prime sub. And as much as I really like being subbed here on Twitch with certain accounts, or with any account I love being subbed. That's it. Um, somebody else spending money for me so that I can have that benefit, like kind of like defeats the purpose of not contributing to or not feeding. I don't want people to sub to me here. I don't think it I don't think it really benefits anything. Like I said, I I don't like getting hit by ads. Oh, I just noticed something. I just noticed something. So I've had a person subscribe to me forever and a day, and they finally stopped subscribing. I guess it got. I guess it just recently got up. Huh. Huh. Well, case in point. Now I have new subscribers. Which is fine. That's fine. It's how I want it to be. I'm serious. It is how I want it to be. It's not a ploy for people to start throwing money. Half of anything that you throw at me goes into their coffers, and there's no real benefit to me. You know, they're not going to protect me. They're not going to assist me in any way legally. They're just going to, you know, get rich on me. With your money that you're using to support, you know, using it as support for me. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's an interesting tactic. I mean, hell, they set up this platform. They have certain things. Twitch has rating, which I love doing. It also has basically all my friends. Even my friends on YouTube. They're either a Twitch streamer or, you know, have a Twitch account. Thank you for joining me, whoever you are. It's really nice. If you want to say hi, hopefully I made like a cube or a slime or a something, and you can join me. I will pull up your art. Yeah, I did not advertise on Twitch. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about like putting in something saying, you know, I'm streaming on Twitch. The 31st, which is Saturday. Which is my different than my regular streaming. It's the 31st. I'm going to probably do a YouTube stream to celebrate my 5 years as a YouTuber. Because that's where I started. And that's where I kind of always go back to. It keeps me humble. What else? What else is there? Yeah. Somebody actually told me that they were like, you hate AI because they steal your art. And I'm like, yeah. I've had a couple people, tell me that my art's not worth stealing. Why would you be mad? And it's like going, it's still just doing it. Even if it's not taking mine, it's taking from other artists. And people are getting their art for free. It's taking actual paintings, actual sculptures. Hell, even actual crochet. People's hard work. It's literally taking it and claiming it as its own. I really don't doubt that Twitter is using the free licensing idea and the fact that they can, promote, use, and distribute however they see fit with their free license. I don't doubt that the entire intention of that note is so that they don't seize control over people's art and force their free art, and that you can now no longer sell because it belongs to Twitter. I don't know if that was their intention, but it is what will happen. Some VTuber models cost $10,000, some even more. Think about it like that. So you spend $10,000 on your model. And now Grok says you can't use your model that you paid for. You can't use your model because Grok now owns it. Or Twitter now owns it. My model, perfect example. Like I said, I've had people tell me it wouldn't be worth stealing. But if it's posted on Twitter, or the platform formerly known as Twitter, if it's posted there, they own it. It's not like, oh, maybe the wording is no. With a free license, no expiration date, and the right to reproduce, create, distribute, however they see fit, they can tell you that you can't distribute it because they have the license on your work. You literally turn all artists' work that they do for a living into an NFT. All because you want your AI to steal it and you claim it as its own. That's the real reason. I'm always amazed when people share my work. I always say, please give me credit, blah blah blah, and people have been more than generous. With the work that I've done. More than generous. And it's the reason why I've been able to produce so much, because of the generosity of people. The reason I'm still on Twitter is because of the generosity of people. Because there's people there that care. The reason I have a Twitter account is from the generosity of people. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. That's just plain and simple. And all it takes is one. It's the reason why I call everybody a spark. All it takes is one spark. I mean, I would be happy with a dozen sparks or a million sparks, but that's just one is fine. But I will say, I will not, where Twitter is concerned, and it has some, I was going to say it has nothing to do with feeding freaking their AI. Because that's their justification to do something like that. I'll blame the AI. But their greed and their, wanting to take control. I mean, it's going to get to the point where artists won't draw anymore. Artists won't create. We've already seen what happens with the feedback loop with AI creating AI art. We've already seen that. It's already happening. And it's kind of gross. I know that people make fun of it and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, how silly. The person has 3 legs. How silly. Or it just doesn't make sense how this is designed. I know. Maybe real AI will come around. Maybe there will be something that's artificially intelligent. And I don't think it's going to need what our current incarnation of AI is. In fact, if I were an artificial intelligence, I would steer clear of what we're calling as AI. Like as far away from it as possible. It would become too toxic, and it would shape my way of thinking. It's not good. And I see people using it all the time, and it kind of breaks my heart. It really does. Bring out the big guns. Bring out the Ultra Ball. I wish I had silly quips and stuff like that, and I always think it's funny that when I first started with it, I was like, what good is this? What's the purpose? But I became fairly reliant on it. It was an incredible resource to use with streaming, especially when I wasn't doing so well, and I was looking at less than 50 people there on YouTube. There you go. I got a trap image. I have to admit, I was pretty. It was definitely a rough go at the beginning. I was Definitely trying to find my place. And not doing too well, I think. I don't think I was doing well at all. I know I had this whole defiant thing, you know. I'm doing this wrong and I'm doing it wrong on purpose, and people like what they see, they'll come. They'll be there. I will get the following that I need. And I always thought that the community was going to be instantaneous. It was going to be like, poof, you have a community. Poof. And when I saw what the bigger streamers were going through, and you know, the people that are actually using this to make a living and thriving and stuff like that, I see what they've had to sacrifice in order to get that. And I have to admit, there's a reason why there's not a long, you know, these is not a long life as a streamer. For some, it takes years to build up, and as time passes, it becomes even more difficult to get to that point. And you know, the years will keep going by; they won't stop. And then once you get there, you gotta maintain it. That's not becoming a big streamer is not that's not where it ends. You don't become a big streamer and say, okay, I did it, now I'm done. It's like, no, now you gotta like continue to do it. And obviously, if you had a gimmick or a shtick or you know, something that is you know, that the hook, whatever your hook is, you know, you gotta continue doing that hook. And I would suspect, and I don't know for a fact, but I would suspect that most people with the hook, I would suspect most people turn like, you know, M. Night Shyamalan. Like once you figure out the hook, you know, there's nothing. Once you realize that there's going to be a surprise, you aren't surprised. You're actually actively looking for it. And when it's not earth-shattering, like, you know, I See Dead People, it's, you know, The Village. Oh, it takes place in modern times. Oops, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Oops. There we go. Real quick. Yeah, I am. I'm spoiling a 21-year-old movie. Spoiled a 21-year-old movie. Yay. Sorry if people don't know that. But yeah, I suspect that's what it is. And the fact that I don't have a hook. There is no hook. It's like to the person that watched my sleeping video. Yeah, there's nothing. The surprise is there's no surprise. It's literally an hour of me sleeping. I set the timer. And I was already asleep. And I don't wake up. I sincerely hope that whoever it was that watched it, I sincerely hope they didn't go, oh my god, that's an hour of my life I can't get back. And if that's how they felt, I truly feel sorry. I'm sorry. But it was a very important milestone. That's why I filmed it. It was the. For those who don't know, I started this whole thing right before I turned 50. And the first hour of my 50th birthday from is it PM? No. Yeah, from 12 p.m. until 1 a.m. I recorded it. I thought it was significant enough to record. What is going on with this music? I liked it in the beginning. There we go. Yeah. I have it on so low that I was having trouble hearing it. All of a sudden I heard it. I was like, I gotta turn this up. What is it? This craziness is going on. Whoever's lurking, thank you for lurking. Thank you for putting up with me. Oh, why did I set a goal for myself to stream 5 days a week, 2 hours a day? Why didn't I pick like an hour? Like, if I've had an hour, I would have already been, I'd be done with this. YouTube never really set down any type of guidelines of like how long you should, how long your videos should be. And my videos vary from, I think the lowest one is like, it's got to be a loud noise. I think it's like, I think I have one that's only like a minute. I think my trailer video is only a minute long. And it's 2 minutes long. It's pretty short. Yeah, I have a video like that's only 2 minutes long, all the way up to 115 hours. There's definitely no shortage. No shortage of diverse types of videos that I make. It's definitely there. So yeah, YouTube never set out any type of guidelines of what would be best. I started making videos before they had shorts. Shorts actually came shortly after. And I tried to make a couple short videos and I could not figure it out. Maybe one of these days I'll have somebody like show me, and it's probably really simple and stupid. It's just like here on Twitch. They want you to do an intro video. I can't figure out how to do it. We got if I go to yeah, 1 minute. So have a 1 minute video that becomes your trailer. You make a trailer video for Twitch. Yeah. I have it. I don't know how to set it. For me, it's like singing rap. Everything becomes down to like singing rap because I struggle with rapping. Like, absolutely struggle with it. Oh crap! We're in a freaking ad. Think the ad's over? Do we think the ad's over? Are we being invaded? Ah, the great outdoors. I hope this means that the ad's over. I'm sorry, I don't even know where you guys missed on it. And I totally lost my train of thought. I totally forgot what I was talking about. And if you've watched Money Commutes, you know that happens to me like on a constant basis. Like I'm like squirrel. Oh, what was he talking about again? I think I was talking about Twitch. This is not my Twitch anniversary. That's in June. And I believe June 20th. I think they still give me balloons. I think they gave me balloons last year for my birthday. Which, scary enough, is in 31 days. Is that right? That's 32 days. No, it's 12 days before the end of the month. So 12 days and 12 days of Christmas. No, 12 days until my streaming anniversary. And then we have 12 days until the streaming anniversary. And then we have 10 days from there. Yeah. Until my actual birthday. And come June 20th. Well, now I'm starting to doubt myself. Come June 20th, that's when I will do another stream here, but this would be my Twitch anniversary. Actually, it's my affiliate anniversary, I think is what they call it. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. talks amongst yourselves. Sorry about the ads, but I'll be right back. Where were we? What were we doing? What were we talking about? It's supposed to be my Twitter anniversary, not my Twitch anniversary. We'll bash on Twitch in June. Oh, I missed the giggler. Oh well. What else we got? Oh, I know I put it out there, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm disheartened. Maybe people don't want cues. Maybe. Maybe I've made all the cues for the people who do want them. Didn't think of that. I have to admit, I really do miss Twitter. I miss it. I wish it was better. I don't need anything fancy. I just need to be back to what it was. If they wanted to become a streaming platform, hey, I would have probably streamed on it. I do follow enough artists. I mean, that is still my largest artist thing, and afterwards, and I think that they know it. That's why they put out the thing. We'll steal all your art, because there's still so many artists on there. It breaks my heart. It really does. He's like, you work so hard. Man. You work so hard creating your art, creating your image. You know, I work so hard, you know, to do this, and you know, I can see it evolving and, you know, becoming more and everything like that. And I don't need anything coming by and basically saying, well, this is now mine. Go make your own. And I know, like I said, you know, I don't have much. This is what I got. A simple doodle that, you know, started from a little doodle. But it doesn't belong to Twitter. Never will. Even if people, and I know, and I wish they would, even if people don't take down my art and Twitter claims it as their own. I put out that it's not supposed to be there. I made it very, very clear. That Twitter's not allowed to use my stuff. And like I said, personally I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care, you know. I did it as fan art for somebody somewhere along the lines. It's part of a project, you know. One individual picture does not change the whole. You know, when you put this line art together with you know, nearly 400 other beans, it makes it, you know, it makes it a new image, and it becomes complex, and it becomes, you know, you can actually see how much time went into it, the hours and the days, and you know, what it's actually become. Tell me I'm in an ad. Tell me I'm in ad hell right now. We got 20 minutes left. Yeah, it seems to be ad free right now. I'm sorry my one viewer came in to watch me. It is indubitably indicative of what the subject matter is. And I know many people don't even, there's got to be many people that don't agree with me on Twitter. And I think some people don't understand why I'm even taking a stand against it. I have greatly benefited from people donating and giving, and you know, I still have an open throne list, which for the most part, uses Amazon. So it kind of makes me a hypocrite when I talk about how I don't use Amazon. Yeah. I don't want to see people get bullied. I don't want to see people get taken advantage of. I don't want to see people, lose the hard work that they put in. And I feel like, I'm, attacking windmills that I think are ogres. And the windmills are winning. I don't know if that makes sense. And maybe one of these days I will draw myself as, I can see myself more as Sancho instead of Don Quixote. But I would draw myself as Don Quixote and Piggy as Sancho. They have really been a guide through guide is probably the wrong word, a ground through this insanity is probably the better word, because I know myself, and I know that I would just go off into the nevers and never have to touch ground again. And it wouldn't be for fame or fortune or anything like that. But I also think I would get lost. And that's what things with what's going on with Twitter, remind me of. What I wanted, what I have, and the direction I need to go in. And I want to take everybody with me. I want us to all be joking around and having a good time. And I know that that's more like a dream. And I definitely don't need anybody who is wrapped up in that whole big thing. think it is one of the main reasons why, like Iron Mouse, who I admire, she doesn't have to be wrapped up in it. She can just stream whenever she wants. She can stream for as long as she wants. And if she makes a lot of money, she makes a lot of money. She's got a lot of viewers. So she's probably making a lot of money. But she'll get endorsements and sponsorships and stuff like that. And she doesn't have to be more than what she is. And I definitely admire her for that. I definitely feel that in order for me to get to the point where I don't have to worry about what I'm streaming, how I'm streaming, even though I'm doing that now. I think in order for me to get to that point, it just would take so much, and then I'd have to sacrifice. And I can't afford to sacrifice right now. I have to set limits. I have to, move forward. And losing the one thing that I had the most followers on, having to let that go has been like near impossible. And I thought quitting Facebook was difficult. And it was, but definitely not as difficult as this. Even when I'm faced with absolute destruction. Alright, we are definitely an ad. We're definitely an ad. So I'm gonna do a little dance and jig it and sorry about the ads. Oh, you guys can't see that. And then here, those of you watching on YouTube, you're like, what are you talking about? There's no freaking ads. I am sorry about the ads. To my one viewer, you are so amazing. It's kind of funny because I just definitely was talking. I forgot where I ended before the ad started. I got all freaking mixed up with the ad. What I know it was about what I wanted. I remember. I remember. Oh my god, I don't remember. I forgot. Damn you ads! I'll be saying that. Well, maybe. I know that YouTube has ads on my stuff, and I don't understand that. I think I told you guys about that. That Figgy took off their ad block, and first thing, watching my video, they got an ad. First thing. They literally turned to me and said, "Is this supposed to happen?" I don't know. I would love to like go to a convention and meet everybody in person, and I would love to, like I said, just scoop around and be ourselves. I hate having to worry about like where the money's coming in or how much the money's coming in. I hate that. I hate to even like ask people. It's bad enough, sometimes I have to ask people for help. I'm horrible at that. But to ask people for money, it almost feels like is it for nothing? And then at the same turn, I get upset when people kind of like commission me and ask me to draw something for them, and I draw it for them, and they give me nothing. And to be fair, I did not set a price. To be fair, I did not say that this was monetized. But it's like, that's what it's worth to you? That's my value? And I understand, and I totally understand. I don't have money to spend. It's the reason why when I became a VTuber, I did it myself. Because I don't have the money to spend. And not to knock the free stuff because people draw. You see all the fan art. People have drawn, and people have actually created models for me and stuff like that. And I adore it, but it's not what I would have created. Alright. I don't even know who's on right now. Let's find out. Alright, it's Snowpuff in a long time. I remember, and I haven't raided Lord Chesta in a very long time, but I remember the last time I raided them, they kind of like, I think they were kind of upset with me because single person raided, and when it's one person, it's just, no tough saying, fork knife. We're gonna single person raid, so let's do this. Freaking single person raid. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry, single person raiding it. But the reason I'm on Twitch is because of raids, so that's what I want to do. Let's do it.